Good evening, 11:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and before we get going into the charts, I would first like to thank you all for tuning in, but I have decided I need to take the show in a similar way that I have, but in a more professional way, and in a more direct way. Not saying I'm not professional, but I need to do it in a way that more people can understand. So from here on out, I'm not only going to have the patterns drawn out, I'm going to have the key support, key resistance I will put in red. Nothing else will be on the board, so I'm going to take off that. And we'll have the key support, key resistance within the area. I'll go through the charts. And we'll talk step by step where we need to worry about key areas. If we hit the resistance or we come back down to support. I want everybody to realize what is going to happen. I want this to be a very inclusive environment. So I'm going to keep it more professional when I talk. I want everybody to be helping each other in the comments. And I'd really like to take this to the next level as far as how I put this information out. So I'm not satisfied in some of the updates that I've done because I feel like I leave things a little unclear. It's all fine and dandy to have a pattern, but what's happening in more than just the immediate short term, what's going to happen in 3 weeks or 5 weeks or a month or 5 months or a year? You know, we need to discuss those, but also we need to understand the support resistance within the pattern that we have to deal with in the immediate short term as well. And I want you guys to be very clear with that. So what we're dealing with right now, and I'm also going to talk more as if it's your first time in on every video. I'm not going to act like you know what an ascending triangle is. So an ascending triangle, this is uptrending support, downtrending resistance. So it's considered an ascending triangle, which can be an extended bear flag. So right now we have this downtrending resistance. The key support right now is to tap this right now at 33 cents if we come back down. So if we come back and have to retest the ascending triangle, we don't have to put a red line there because that key support would be down here on the ascending triangle at 33,011. So we can write that down. 33,011 is the ascending triangle support. We've only used it as resistance, so we'd have to use it as support at some point, you would think. So the key support right now, 34,627, and the key resistance in this area that we have to contend with right now, unless we can break past this drop point, would either be 35,989. Yeah, that would be the immediate, because we have to break through this area. So 35 will do 977. So right now we're within an area where we have key resistance at 35,977, key support at 34,627. And then also if you go into the 4-hour time frame, and pull this back, the resistance level up here, if we break out of these resistance levels we just talked about, would be 39,680. So to me, top end potential 39,680, right around 40 cents. We're hitting a resistance at 35,977 we're coming up to. We've also going to have a resistance up here at 37,449. So those are the levels of resistance we can come up to. Underneath support, we already see our first target is 34,627. We break that, we come to the ascending triangle support in the short term of 33,011. If we were to break 33,011, then you'd come up to the uptrending support in the ascending triangle at 31,799. So I hope that helps with the XRP pattern. I'll continue to come and do updates where you get much more information within the pattern. And I want to keep everybody on the same page. And I would like the community within the comments, if there's questions, for anybody who knows, do it diligently, be humble, and make sure that we make sure everybody knows what's going on. So the only other thing I wanted to cover is this one article decline in Bitcoin miner revenue suggests more sell-offs may follow. Make sure to hit that like button. If you consider joining Tom's Army, join the most exclusive and elusive subscription-based service. You get me being abducted by aliens in month 1 and so on. You get the exclusive Telegram that we have 257 people. Although we only have 246 members of Tom's Army right now, I'm not too worried about it. You guys are supporting me very generously by having 246 right now. So if you haven't re-updated or whatever, make sure you update. But you get the Tom's Army Telegram. I'm honored to have everybody in here who's in here. We share a lot of stuff in here, and it's so awesome that I don't know what I would do without it. And if you're on Apple, if you look to join for Tom's Army and you've tried in the past but you don't see the join button, Apple finally partnered with YouTube, so you can now see it on your app. So simply click your app, go to my YouTube homepage, and click join. And you can join Tom's Army and you get that Telegram exclusive. There's no advertising, no spam, nothing like that. That's why I do it that way. So after I read this, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a good night. So Bitcoin miner revenues have been in decline since the bear trend began, and this has led a good number of miners to sell their Bitcoin holdings in order to keep their operations afloat. However, the expectation that the bear market would soon resolve and miners would once again be in the green has since gone out the window. With miner revenues continuing to plummet, miners may have to resume selling off their holdings to keep up with the market. Miner revenues fall. For the past week, there has been no change in the downtrend in miner revenues. On-chain metrics show that it was down 0.59% from the prior 7 days, bringing the total daily miner revenues to $18.62 million. Mostly it has remained flat during this time, and other metrics have dived further into the red during this time. An example is the fees per day called by miners. It was down 10.55% in the same time period, one of the highest declines recorded in this time period. With fees per day being so low, the percentage of the daily miner revenues makes up is also down, now sitting at 1.5%. Additionally, the daily trading volumes are also down, which explains the decline in fees per day realized. This was down 9.75%. Although transactions per day had seen some growth, it rose 1.96% in the same time period and is now at 248,071 per day. Average transaction volume has also followed the decline in network activity with an 11.46% decline. This now stands at $16,333. Bitcoin miners selling Bitcoin. Over the course of the last several months, miners have seen their cash flow plummet. These miners still have outstanding debts from machine orders that they had made during the bull market of 2021, but have not been profitable enough to keep their mining activities going. What had resulted from this was a sell-off among Bitcoin miners. Most prominent of these have been the sell-offs from the top public Bitcoin miners such as Marathon Digital and Riot Blockchain. In June, it was reported that these public miners had to sell off more Bitcoin than they had produced in the space of the month. Bitcoin closed to test 21,000, and we actually broke over 22,000, as you guys seen. So that's and then most recently, the news of another Bitcoin miner dumping its holdings emerged. This time around, Core Scientific had announced that it had sold the majority of its Bitcoin in a monthly update post. It realized a total of $167 million from the sale of 7,202 Bitcoin. Following this, the miner's Bitcoin holdings now sits at 1,959 Bitcoin. This trend was expected as soon as the price had begun to drop. However, with no recovery in sight, it is expected that more miners will come forward to sell their Bitcoin. What's more, these are reports. There are reports from public miners, and there's no way to tell how much Bitcoin private miners have to dump. So that's very interesting. Make sure to hit that like button. It does really help me. The more times we get over 100 or 200 likes, it really helps me move through the analytics. Stay blessed, everybody, and stay true to yourselves.